Well, we're back here in my sports talk 25th show.
25?
25th show, Sam. What is that, the silver anniversary or what is that? When that is. I was looking at it the other day. I thought we've done 25 since last August, but on the number. But obviously, it's been an odd year for sports, and we decided to start talking. In my sports talk, we'd be talking about, you can see over my shoulder, they're replaying the Masters on ESPN. Yeah, I had the Masters on. They're doing the coronavirus here on the other TV.
Yeah, turn that one off.
The update. I got the sound down, but you can always read the scroll. But
yeah, last year I was at the Masters.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You were down there watching that Friday.
We went on. Well, we had tickets for practice round. We went on.
Yeah.
Saw the par three competition. And
I watched that. They replayed that the other day. Jack Nicklaus, Tom Watson won it, and Jack Nicklaus' son or grandson.
That was actually a lot of fun to watch.
Hit the hole in one. Was that the one? Did you guys? Yeah, that was last year, wasn't it? Was it last year? 2 years ago.
I don't think he hit the hole in one last year. I think it was the year before he.
Tom Watson ended up winning the par three, and the one I saw on TV. So
that might have been 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Because last year when we were there, went into a playoff. They actually played the last hole. Like they ended up playing it like 4 or 5 times because they kept going around and around.
I think they rained out one year. They had a little rain out.
Everybody kept parring. The two guys kept parring it, parred again. But we were where we were situated. We were kind of back, but that we were looking at the 9th hole. The last hole of it or whatever, and we were kind of back far away. And then once it went into a playoff, and it was a couple of not no name, fairly no name guys that were going at it and were tied. So most of the people left. So it was literally like there was probably about, when it ended, there were probably about 20 people watching just on the, and so we got right up to the front, And I remember when we watched the replay on TV, we could see us clear as day.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, the Masters being moved back to November. Obviously, they're going to try to play it in November. That'll be different, but exciting to see Augusta in the fall compared to the spring. But a lot of them being adjusted right now. A lot of things with the coronavirus, but seems like they're, this is the week here, Good Friday here, that they talked about. We're kind of concluding that week that they thought would be very difficult. So I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell, but today they said New York's mayor said they had a stabilization or a decrease in the amount of people that were coming in yesterday. So that could be a good sign. But I did just read, I was reading yesterday that Canada has now been affected by it, and their prime minister had said that they're going to shut down for the whole year. I think I read something where they're going to he's like, we're not coming out, we're going to be quarantined for a year. Or something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I did see a scroll that mentioned that on there yesterday. I don't know, it was on the bottom scroll, and I'm like,
a lot of fake news out there, Pat. You got to watch.
What's that? A lot of fake news. I know. I probably shouldn't be stating that, but it's terrible. But I mean, it sounds like some of the reports that are coming out is that I think this was the week that they said was, according to them, was supposed to be the most difficult week. So, but we'll see. We'll see. At this point in time, I guess it's kind of become the norm to just. But somebody said the other day, I was late getting to the living room today. I overslept.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a funny one. Got to kick out of that. Or somebody else. I think I told you last time where the dog was leaving. Be good. I'll be back later. He was walking off the front door. His master was sitting on the recliner chair. I know anything I've done is gone carry out up here at the corner for some carry out food, or I do frequent occasionally a restaurant called Taco Bell. I do hit that occasionally for a hankering. Otherwise, I went and stocked up groceries, so I'm pretty good on the groceries right now. I think I'm good for about another week, maybe here. Maybe probably longer, but I did stock up there when they said this week was supposed to be pretty bad. So. But yeah, I don't know what you've heard. Anything at all on the coronavirus front? They said Detroit and Louisiana both had stabilized today.
Yeah, trying to steer clear of all that news.
Yeah. It looks like I look at the stock market that's kind of rebounded a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's still pretty volatile.
I'm sure it'll bounce all over the place here.
Yeah, try not to look at that either.
Over the summer. Yeah. Well, the effect on the whole virus and the pandemic, obviously, on our sports world, it's affected it from top to bottom, really. Professional, college, high school. It's just pretty much put a hold on everything, And the pro teams, I think they're, baseball right now is looking at Arizona, Florida. They're looking at maybe playing down there the whole season.
Yeah, I don't know.
Realigning some of the divisions, putting teams against. They had a grapefruit league, and there might have been something similar to what they do for spring training. But
yeah, that's been pretty quiet still again too, right? I mean, it's just too much unknown at this point to be able to even try to understand or speculate what might happen.
Right. Yeah, a lot of discussions. Playing maybe in front of nobody and just have an empty stadium there, and have the players stay in hotels, isolated, and that kind of stuff. So different opinions. Obviously, you're going to hear a whole bunch of different things until it finally comes out. Obviously, you just don't know.
Michigan basketball have been pretty active here the last couple of days with the
Michigan
transfer portal, and they picked up that guard out of Columbia today, right?
Yeah, they got Columbia guard. Well, they lost. A couple of guys had put in the transfer pool.
Missed out on
Carlton and
Julius.
Julius obviously went transfer portal. I don't know. I mean, obviously, with Davis coming back, Carlton going out, his playing time went down as the season went on once Davis started playing better.
Yeah, I guess one that surprised me was DeJulius.
That
one surprised me a little bit, just in terms of what he was able to do, and was Simpson leaving, he would have been a guy step right in with experience and playing. Guys I would thought got a lot of stepped right into that starting role. So that one kind of surprised me a little bit.
This kid from Columbia is coming back. He's actually from Michigan. He's a Holt high school graduate. Averaged 23 points a game at Columbia. Coming off, he got injured. He had a meniscus injury. He's missed his junior year, and then he played his senior year.
Mm-hmm.
He was averaging 23 points. Beat up on Wake Forest in the game against Wake Forest. So looks like he had a nice little jump shot.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see. I mean, he get 1 year maybe, and get that veteran guard to replace, Simpson. And you're probably going to get a couple young ones coming in here on the signing.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to maybe announce. I heard maybe Saturday or early next. Yeah. One I read this morning that Todd, number one player.
Oh yeah, Isaiah Todd. Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Todd, his high school coach, had stated that he feels confident he's going to sign with Michigan. Right now, he hasn't signed yet. Just verbal. But I mean, now with that whole freshman crew coming in, I mean, it's probably one of the top 5 classes he's recruited right now. He's kind of some people around. He put his son went to the walk-on. Free up a scholarship there.
Free up a spot. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The other 2 guys leave. I don't know if they were anticipating this kid from Columbia. I know the kid from Harvard, he chose somewhere else. They were looking at him too, but I think this kid from Columbia might be a little bit better. But I mean, it's a lot of things going on with they're trying to recruit. The football team is working hard they signed a tight end here, and they got another kid this week too. They forgot who they got. You remember who they got? Michigan football.
Football wise, I haven't been following that too much.
Yeah, I know they had a tight end that they signed, and they're trying to get one of the top tight ends still, but he's not going to announce until late summer or early fall. So that's some time on him still. But yeah, I mean, it's really kind of a wait and see program here right now with all the teams. I know we didn't talk on it last week. We did the show, but Michigan State obviously hired their new coach, Turner from Colorado, and placed D'Antonio. That's a big thing. Obviously, the recruiting's a little behind. Trying to catch up on recruiting, but a few names there from the state that they're trying to get after.
I mean, a lot of this now, it's just kind of, I don't know if it levels the playing field out, but kind of people are in a situation where they obviously can't get out.
Right. Yeah. I don't
know. You're just going to have to. I don't know.
Look at them, you get a new hire, and you think, he's going to go hit the road hard, and all of a sudden, wham, you get shot down, right away, and it puts them behind the 8 ball right there, 100%. You're losing quality time here. Hopefully the kids will sign, but obviously it'll be built up for the next year, the following year. Obviously, the big running back out of West Bloomfield, everybody's trying to get Donovan Warren, one of the top running backs. Looking at Oklahoma, State was on this chart for a while. Michigan, obviously, Michigan State's after. Got a lot of people on it, and pretty good running back. But right now, they think Michigan might be the lead team on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be next year, 2021 class. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a tough thing right now. Obviously they're trying to make plans. They're trying to do workouts. I can't imagine, what it all is, But,
yeah, not a lot you can do right now. I mean, I think teams are just trying to stay connected with their guys as much as possible and trying to encourage them to do work on their own. It's all they can do right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the article that Alabama had given all their guys Apple Watches, and they were collecting data off. There was a big controversy. Some guys were saying,
really,
monitoring their players that way, and apparently they had cleared it all with the SEC before they did it. And and they're only monitoring for their health, monitoring sleep and
activity.
But obviously, you can monitor for their activity as well.
Yeah. Oh. Put on your dog, tie it to your dog's neck collar, and have him run around the backyard. Doing some running, coach. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough time. I don't know all the details on it. I kind of watch TV a little bit, follow along. Obviously the NFL is looking at the draft. I mean, colleges is looking at recruiting. The draft is coming up April 23rd, 24th, 25, and we're already going to do a virtual draft. And all that's changing around. The Lions, obviously, a lot of interest in trade, people trading up to get that draft pick. The Lions had the 3rd pick overall. And the latest one I heard yesterday was the Saints coming up trying to get that 3rd pick so they can get Tua and try to get a quarterback to replace Breeze when he retires. So somebody put a possible trade out that said that they would trade Alvin Kamara to the Lions and give the Lions their 24th pick in this draft, and give them the 3rd pick in the draft. Get their number 1 pick in 2021, and something else if you get like a 3rd round pick in this draft. So
maybe a conditional.
Because Kamara's, I guess, option year coming up, so there's somebody had put an assumption that it would be a good idea for the Saints to do that move because they weren't going to have to empty the barrel for Kamara down there. But I don't know what the Lions are thinking on that front. But
I don't know. That's been fairly quiet too, in terms of what talk around really about the Lions. And I don't know. It's hard to, the whole situation's kind of weird, right? I mean, it's hard to get excited about Yeah, all these things that when there's really nothing going on, and you don't even know if they're going to happen. And, so it's kind of
Yeah, you don't even know until it's official.
all these, yeah.
Until you're actually back in the swing of things, but it's hard to speculate. Obviously, the TVs are trying to speculate it, and they got to go through with the draft. I think there's no question they got to do the draft. So, obviously they're going to have to draft on assumption here and on without getting a full interview of the players. And
that's what I mean. Yeah,
it's going to be a crap. You got to almost go off of what you saw at the combine. You got to almost go off of what you saw. I just can't imagine. I'm sure these coaches are watching tons and tons of film. I mean, they're just sitting there.
Oh, they got. That's all they can do with that.
Break down film, and it's a good thing. It probably will be beneficial. I think give them extra film session on kids watching their own players and watch potential players that both college. You're watching your own players on repeat films. You're watching the opposition. Gives you extra time. You're not having to run around and do all the stuff you had to do before. Running around to go meet a recruit. Now you're pretty much stuck. You phone call them and then you sit and watch film. I mean, as a football coach, I'd probably be like, this is awesome. But cut back on all the travel time that you have to do the face-to-face stuff. And you sit and do it at home. All your other stuff, you get on those group phone calls, But yeah. But hopefully, like I say, Tommy wants that money for the season tickets here, and he put that in for us to submit our money to him to get our season tickets for the fall.
Yeah, they just I think originally they were due May 1st, but I think I just got an email last week saying they were extending it, and then you could pay it off into like 3 different installments or something.
Oh wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So trying to, if people are hurting a little bit and can't afford
the sure
all in one payment to try to help out there and see what.
You had 6 million people that filed for unemployment or whatever it was. Just in the last month and a half, they filed for unemployment. Checks and money. Makes it kind of weird. That's a big chunk. But you don't think about it. I mean, you don't think about it. My 2 nieces are nurses, that work in a hospital. I was talking to my brother Marty, and he's like, oh yeah, she comes home, she's got to, go in her room. She pretty much quarantines herself, showers and up, and desanitize herself a little bit every night she comes home. But you don't think about it if you're not dealing with it directly like that, But it's weird, I know that NBA and NHL are trying to look at possible options for their playoffs. They're trying to, they push it back into the summer, and it's really almost got to go off the beaten schedule. You can't go by your previous schedule that you had. I think you got to be open to potentially having something, but it may fall in the summertime. It may fall in an inopportune time, but they're talking about their draft maybe going into August, NBA draft. I don't know, but these are just different things you hear going on. But the Red Wings, obviously, the NHL. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how many people can play in the hockey. The ice gets bad shape after a certain point in the season.
Yeah,
it's too warm. It's hard to regulate your hockey arenas, but. Yeah, it's just something that they got to do. There's something that they're trying to deal with, adjusting to the season. But it's different. I've been watching the Masters, like I said. I've been watching the Masters here, the reruns, and they had the one that Bubba Watson won yesterday. They had that on, and that happened to be the time that I went down there and watched on I think Friday. And where he hit that one from the woods, he hit it on that playoff hole. He hit it from the woods out, and it ran up under the green.
Oh. Yeah, no.
My claim to fame was that I was standing in that woods area right where he was. But I was there. I was there on Friday.
Ball wasn't on your foot or anything.
No. But I did have a nail in my head. That was. Come on, Happy.
My foot.
Yeah. I broke down. I went out and bought a PlayStation, Sam, just to entertain myself for a little bit here. Yeah, I got a PS4. I haven't had a video game in years. And Mitchell, yeah, obviously Mitchell played a lot. And I used to play with him. Mitchell was the Washington Senators to me when he was little. They used to play video games and he wanted to play. So then he'd control the other team, and I'd always beat him. He'd get all mad and throw it down and run out of the room. And I'd say, Mitchell, if you're not going to play right, you got to play. Not get mad. So he'd come back and we'd play another game. He'd get upset they couldn't beat me. He'd keep practicing until he beat me, and get mad in football or baseball or hockey or whatever we played. Mostly sports games. And finally, the tide turned there, and it ended up being him whooping my butt. And I'd go in there and play with him. By then we had military games, and what is it called? The squadron, whatever it was. You walk around and you got to try to find the other guy and shoot him. Or you could be a team. And Mitchell would always find me and shoot the heck out of me and kill me. Kills against my one. I'd catch him one time, but it'd switch over where he was all of a sudden dominant, and I couldn't do anything. It was the passing of the sword, so to speak, the crown. I was the king for a while, and then he got good at it, and now I can't even. We played basketball, and he'd beat me in basketball. Football, he'd always somehow beat me.
What games did you end up getting?
Right now, I got the baseball one, since I'm having a little baseball anxiety. So I got the show, I think it's called. And then I got NBA 2K. I got that one. You can download them now. I mean, back in the day, you always had to run to the store and get the DVD.
Right.
Now you can download them right off you pay for them on credit card or whatever.
Can you play? You can play somebody online now, right? You can.
Yeah, you can play. Yeah, it's got to be PlayStation. I said to Mitch, I said, "Oh, I can play against you now," and he's like, "Oh, he's got the other one. He's got the Nintendo."
No.
And you can't crisscross. You can't play a PlayStation against Xbox. It would have to be Xbox, or PlayStation. So I was disappointed. I thought, I screwed that up. But when he comes over, he can play the PlayStation here then, and he's got Xbox back at the other place. So, but one of those kind of deals. But I was all excited. I thought, I'll play against you, and then I realized all that. So I did a strategy game too, the XCOM 2, kind of a little strategy game. That was kind of fun. And but you sign up and get like a couple free ones every month. You get a couple free games. They download them you can download them to your system. So, right now when you got another 20 days to sit aside, not do much. I was on Netflix for a while, and then I got kind of tired of doing that. I thought, my one buddy said, "Hey, let's do PlayStation." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, well."
I guess they're talking to my buddy. So they're starting to play baseball in South Korea.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, he. I don't know if he's got the article up yet, but he was writing an article on
Scott?
On them starting up. I guess there's some ex-major league guys that are were kind of on the fringe, and they're over there playing. So he was trying to get a hold of a few of those guys, talk to them, and apparently they've got their plans. That they may have already started. He said they were going to be in kind of do a little bit of a training, spring training a little bit, and
yeah,
he wasn't sure yet whether or not they were going to allow fans. He probably thought at the beginning no fans. But apparently they're getting ready to start playing. I got to look up that he was talking about it last weekend.
South Korea.
South Korea.
Nice.
South Korea has done a pretty good job in this whole massive.
They've quarantined pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
They avoided the issues. Well, that's good. There's little glimmers of hope. Each time. By next week at this time, we'll have more news. Obviously, weeks ago, you and I were sitting there on here going, "Oh man, you didn't know what to expect," you know.
Yeah, they're showing. Just looked it up. They're showing early May.
Early May for South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
They have the game start, so they're practicing now or warm up, getting ready.
Yeah, they're doing. Looks like they're doing some inter squad stuff.
Wow, that's nice. Well, there you go. See,
maybe we can, get that feed on ESPN the Ocho or something.
ESPN 27. ESPN.
Start watching some baseball from South Korea.
I did SVP say the other night. ESPN's become ESPN Classic now because they show all the old games. You know, it's been kind of fun. I mean, you look at Fox Sports Detroit, and they've had on this week. They put on obviously Al Kaline. We haven't even talked about Al Kaline.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you know, they showed the replay of the Cardinals Tiger 68 Game 7.
Yeah, I missed that. I wish I'd.
Isn't that funny to watch those games and the broadcasting that has gone back then and you know, compared to today, you know, obviously 68 to 2020, and how far the broadcasting and the pictures have come from that time frame, you know, and it was fun. I mean, you know, Dick McAuliffe, Mickey Stanley's shortstop, you know, John Wart at third, Willie out in left, and but passing Al Kaline this week here. It's a great Mr. Tiger, 85 years old. You know, you don't realize it, and you know he was awesome. You knew he was a Hall of Famer, and then you know something like this that takes it where you get the death of someone, and they start to rattle off all the statistics that they had for their career, and you know, 22 seasons with the Tigers. You know, same team, batting average, 3,000 hits. You know, just a great career he had. He, you know, first time ballot Hall of Famer. I don't know how much you watched him, or did you ever meet him, or?
Yeah, we actually we were talking about that the other night. You know, well, in fact, you know, the game that we were just down to spring training, he was on the field.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I mean, we saw him right at the beginning actually during warm-ups. He was down there talking to Gardenhire, and then he kind of disappeared. I don't know where he went off to, but yeah, he looked pretty, you know, obviously 85 years old, but still looked pretty good. He was down there talking to Gardenhire, you know, on the field before the game, and then yeah, I used to watch him a lot. I still remember getting had a big poster, you know, when it was going after his 2000 pick.
Yeah,
they came out with a big poster. I had that on my closet door.
Really?
I remember going to games, you know, when he was late in his career, and you know, you were hoping he'd be in the lineup so you'd have a chance to see him one last time. And I remember that. I don't remember exactly what year he did retire, but I remember his last season that we ended up trying to get to games and trying to figure out when he was going to be in the lineup and get there, because he was such a big part of baseball in Detroit. They had a kind of nice tribute to him. I don't know if you saw it. They lit up the scoreboard at Comerica, and they showed people walking by and looking at it. And it was one night last week, I remember.
Oh, really?
That was kind of cool. And then,
wow, I didn't see that.
I remember I can't remember where I got. I think it was at a J.C. Penney when I was a kid. They would bring, you know, Tigers in and you know, have autograph sessions. I remember taking a baseball in there, and I got an Al Kaline autograph baseball from that when I was a kid, going to J.C. Penney.
Really?
And then we were talking to Sam and Ben the other night, and Benny's like, "Oh yeah, remember and I had forgotten about it. We went to a spring training game back several years ago when the kids were younger, and we got a couple of autographed Kaline balls." And then Benny, he goes, "Yeah, I found it. It's up in my room." He goes, I see the Al Kaline signature, and then I rotate it this way, and there's Joel Zumaya on the other one.
Joel Zumaya.
He's like, "I got to figure out if I can erase that one or not."
That's right. Cover that up. Yeah, that way. That's too funny. That's right down at half price. She's paying like auction that baby. Yeah, I got an Al Kaline ball for sale. So I didn't tell you who else was out there.
It was kind of sad, when you're,
Oh, yeah.
going through all this stuff, and that would have been such a. I mean, it was a big story still, but still
Oh, yeah.
took backstage to everything else that's going on, which I guess, but it's kind of sad that. I'm sure people would have come out and they'd have done something special. Hopefully, they still will do something special.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Obviously his numbers retired. He's got the stats out in the outfield out there, but I'm sure they'll do something. They'll put Kaline's corner, or they'll, maybe change the road or something up. I'm sure on Comerica Park there to contribute him even more once the season.
But yeah, a lot of fond memories watching him.
Yeah, watching the highlights, and you just
Growing up.
Crazy.
How rare, somebody come out, never played a game in a minor leagues and then stayed with one organization his entire career, and then continued to stay with the organization as a broadcaster and analyst. And it's like I said, just last February, he's still down in spring training, still on the field.
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty special.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
class act.
Yeah. Ann was telling me back in the day, he turned down $100,000 contract offer because he didn't believe that a baseball player deserved that much money. Mm-hmm. So back when he was under contract negotiations, so shows you the kind of man he was. He's a great man, and very humble, and obviously belonged at Oakland Hills, played golf, great golfer. Knew my ex-father-in-law, so. Yeah, it's a shame they had that game on, and then they also played the final game at Tiger Stadium this week. They replayed that one again. It was the Tigers against the Royals, I think it was. Last game of the season that the kind of closed down Tiger Stadium, Briggs Stadium. Mm-hmm. And all the players wore old numbers of players. Like somebody had on number 6, somebody had on number 2 for all the different. Historic Tigers, mm-hmm. And I remember watching it on TV when it was on. It was on UPN 50 actually. Wasn't on Fox Sports. It had the UPN 50. Back when they used to be on Pass, so they'd be on UPN 50, and they had brought all the guys that had broadcast games before. So Al Kaline was up in the booth, and George Kell, Frank Beckman. And they brought back all the Ray Lane. Remember Ray Lane? Or I think his name was. He did sports too.
He did. I remember Ray Lane doing Lions games.
Yeah, Ray Lane, definitely. Yeah, I remember him doing Lions games too, big time. Preseason games and stuff. But it's cool just to go back in history and see all that stuff. To see the old stadium, and the players and the bullpen sitting right along the dirt down there along the foul line, the dugouts are actually dug down into the ground, and
the bullpen was just a bench, right?
They just leaned against the bench with the fans right over their shoulder.
I remember sitting. I remember going down, and those were great seats to have, right? Because I remember the guys they'd always throw baseball back in.
Yeah,
those guys. We had those seats a couple times.
And no netting up along the foul line to keep the foul ball from smashing somebody in the head. People paid attention to the games and had gloves and all that kind of stuff.
I found something the other day.
What do you got? What do you got? Should be exciting. Definitely gonna be exciting. Huh?
No, there it is.
Nostalgia. We got some nostalgia coming out. What do we got?
I'm cleaning up my den here. Well, I can't tell too much, but. Going through some stuff, and
looks better.
I was looking at a bunch of piles of stuff, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but
I've been doing that too.
I found this. You can't really see it.
Oh baby, what we got? Sparky and Sam.
Yeah, see
you two guys. Holy mackerel! Look at your hair, glasses. How old were you, Sam? This would have been like maybe the winter of my senior year in high school. Really? And that was Sparky just get hired. Sparky might have just got hired back then.
Well, it must have been 19, would have been 1980. Well, whether it was, I think in January, I think it was in January. So the Tigers used to go on these winter caravans.
Yeah, they still do that. Yeah.
And so it might have been maybe in January
Okay.
of
Yeah, all
81. And my buddy Scott and I managed to, they were going to be in Toledo. And
really?
my buddy Scott and I, who's now a baseball writer, he and I were on the, the newspaper staff at CC and
MCC.
Somehow we had a friend who was he was a radio announcer, like a sports announcer for a local station in Monroe. Got to know him, and he had press credentials, I think, for the Tigers. So he was going to go on this thing, and he dragged us, Scott and I, along with him. Got us press credentials, and so we went on this caravan, and I got this. There's more pictures like this. We got pictures with Trammell and
oh, no way,
a bunch of other, but this was the only one I could find, and it was very cool.
Nice, that's awesome.
So we got the couple high school guys.
There's a hair from back then, baby. My hair's getting to be about like that now, man. I'm starting to
give myself a trim today. See it?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, yeah, I can see. Yeah,
it was getting a little crazy.
You're getting a little bushy. Mine's getting.
It started to look a little like that. Yeah.
Starting like that, going down the back of your neck. You got the mullet going and all that. Oh, mine is terrible. Every morning it's like, holy crap, man! It's all over the place. Gotta take the gel and put it in there, man. Try to calm it down. Nuts. But that's great. That's a great memory and a great,
Oh, I did find something else too. I got this one too.
What have we got?
Yeah.
Digging out a lot of goodies. You have to have that for next week. You have to dig out some more goodies for next week's show. Look at mine. I gotta look at my Travis.
I'm a little bit older there, but
look at you guys.
A little bit.
There you are. You and Bo.
A little bit older there, but
that's a great picture there. Sweet. Yeah, you are a little bit older there. There's definitely a difference in the pictures, man. I met Bo back in I was just a little guy. I was probably in 6th grade, and he came to our high school and recruiting 2 guys from our high school, Mike Petch and Tom Piet. Both went on. One went to Michigan. One went to Michigan State. Tom Piet was starting center for football at Michigan State, and Petch was a tight end, and he blew his knee out in Rose Bowl practice. But 2 of the best athletes come out of my high school. And I'm sitting there at a basketball game one night watching my brothers. My dad's like, "Hey, look down there," and here's Bo sitting about 5 rows in front of me at my high school there. I'm like, "Oh my God, Dad!" That was in the heart of 1970s there. Bo was running wild. I don't know who was with him, McCartney or who was with him. 2 guys. He's all in a suit coat. So at halftime, I went down there, and I would see people all mobbed over there. It was a pretty good crowd. People came over and asking for autographs, and I had like a neck, and I had him sign it. I had it for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, bang, it disappeared. So disappointed in that. But yeah, Bo, his voice was so deep. Like, that was the biggest thing about him when he talked. Voice. I was just a little kid. It was like, wow.
Yeah, he was. Getting a chance to meet him and talk to him. It was at a corporate event. It was after he retired and left his left his jobs. He was kind of got out on the corporate speaking train
with the Tigers, or no?
I think it was even after that. I think it was.
Looked like he was a little older. Yeah, looked like he's a little bit older.
And they had it was like a corporate deal, and I had a
banquet. Yeah.
Company I was working with. They had a big, dinner, and they had him speak.
Nice.
One of the things that they were drawing business cards out of a hat, and they had all kinds of Michigan paraphernalia,
Sure.
I remember I'm sitting at this table, and it's a bunch of like Sparties sitting at this table, and they were winning stuff, and I'm not winning anything. I'm like, this is bullshit. This is crazy. You guys don't care about this stuff, and I'm
great.
I got nothing. And then I remember they said, "Yeah, we got one more drawing, and this is going to be a big one." So they drew they didn't say what it was, but they drew 5 names out, and I got drawn, and it was the 5 or 6 of us, whatever it was, got to go meet Bo privately. Yeah, they took us up. It was an event at Ford Field,
Okay.
and they took us up into one of the suites, and
Nice.
they had us all there, and then one by one, you went out into the area, where the seating area of the suites are. So you were there, just him and you, just Bo and you,
Oh, no way.
and they gave you 5-10 minutes to just talk to him.
Oh, that's sweet. That's cool.
And
So that's
yeah,
where you're from?
that's where that picture was taken, and they gave us autograph. He autographed football for us, and then I got another picture that's in a little frame that he autographed too.
Oh, that's priceless memory right there, Sam, for us.
That was pretty cool.
Priceless memory for us guys, no doubt about it. And you got the picture of your ball
But
in
you're
there.
but you're right. That voice, man, it was just like, woo.
Oh,
You can only imagine it on a football field or on a practice field.
imagine even if he got mad and yelled. Oh. Yeah, yeah, it's quite memory. Yeah, and that's right now. You get a chance to reflect. That's
That's all we got.
this coronavirus time is
Unfortunately, that's all we got to do right now.
reflection time. You reflect back and things. Obviously, you watch old shows that bring back memories, and you get a chance to reflect on a lot of things. And I've always said this since it started. I say, man, it's kind of a sign from above that things are going kind of crazy there for a while and getting go, and finally somebody said, hey, we're gonna slow you guys down a little bit here, get back to reality check, and make you realize what's important, kind of thing.
I found these too. I beat Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, beat Wisconsin.
And then we got the Michigan State.
State, nice.
And then we got the
Ohio State, nice. Those are the three main ones, baby. I need those.
I know all kinds of stuff here, Pat. This has been crazy. I've been cleaning it out. Look at this one. You like this one here?
Treasure chest there, baby. Oh, we got Rose Bowl. Oh, Final Four, 1989, Seattle.
That's the anniversary of that, right?
Yeah, it just passed 89. Yeah. 2000, 1999, 2009, 2019, 30 years, right? 30 year anniversary.
It was just the other day. That was
Right? Was that Ramil?
I hit the free throws. A couple you got fouled, hit the free throws. That was a couple days ago. That was the 30th anniversary of that. And I'm thinking, man, the picture up here. Can't see it behind me, but I got the Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
Kind of the panoramic one, and we were there watching them. That was a
awesome.
Great weekend too. Great memory.
Wow.
So finding all this stuff is kind of cool.
Makes you realign your office. There you have all that stuff up there, and yeah, that's cool, man. That's really neat stuff. I mean, like I said, you sit there, reflect back, and realize, just how fortunate you are sometimes, But
yeah, appreciate it when comes back.
Huh?
It'll make us appreciate it even more when it comes back.
What somebody posted the other day. Are you happy? You always wanted an extended weekend. Or something like that. Someone posted that the other day. That was kind of funny. Got to laugh at that one. I mean, there's a lot of people. My little nephew, he's a UPS guy, and he has to go into work every day UPS. So he's got masks on, and I always think about him going in. My two nieces are both at St. Mary's Livonia there, and working nursing there. And the one girl sang Amazing Grace, and she did it before they always had meetings with the nurses beforehand, before their shift and after their shift. Well, this one nurse sang Amazing Grace, and they recorded it on their phone and posted it virally out on YouTube or whatever people are watching it. I'm watching Fox News last Sunday morning on TV, and sure enough, they're like, we got a nurse from Michigan, Livonia, Michigan. And that was the next story, was her. They went and interviewed her live, on the camera, on her camera from home, and she sang the song again, and it was really cool. But just different things like that, we always wonder about those guys that are out there, frontliners, dealing with all that stuff. You know, you think about him, and prayers go out to him, no question about it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, like I say, sports is a small factor, and we like to talk about it, and we like to hash about it, and obviously that's what this forum's for. But you know, we you know, sometimes we can talk about this other stuff that's going on, you know. But, but yeah, I mean, like I say, it's time to reflect. It's time to look back at stuff. Like you say, you're cleaning stuff out. I'm cleaning stuff out. You know, looking at stuff that you want to keep and not keep, and you know, I'm sure you and Julie or you and your kids have all, you know, had a chance to sit down and relax, reflect on different things, you know, in these last few days. So you're back to the hustle and bustle, I'm sure, here pretty soon again, once everything gets back to normal. But
Hard to say. People, looking forward to getting back to that. Maybe.
it's hard to say. Yeah, hard to say. You're looking forward to it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, just that kind of thing. I'm sure apprehension will be out there. I'm sure it'll be a summer of unease, and you know, it's just like anything. I think when 9/11 came, and it was like, you know, do you go into a high? Who wants to go into a high skyscraper, or who wanted to go to a sporting event, or you know, all the different things that they warned about, you know, or
I remember we took a trip down to Florida. I think we had one arranged there. Not
yeah,
too long after that, and you're sitting in the airport going, "Yeah, I really want to get on this plane."
right, yeah, you're sitting there. And I mean, what the courage you got to get back on that plane to hope that it wasn't going to be hijacked, you know. Just a lot of people that, you know, like then after that incident haven't flown since that day, you know. Probably said from then on, I'm never flying again, you know. So you get that kind of scare, and that the same with this, you know, same kind of scare. Where you had the people that were sending anthrax, was it? Remember anthrax in the letter?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you have anthrax, which is being sent to senators or whatever in mail, and they were getting sick from that, or you know, anything that goes on that causes a fear and causes apprehension in your day-to-day life. You know, trying to get back at it again. Get, you know, like I even was going to Michigan games when they first started back going to Michigan games. There, it's like, you know, in the back of your
Mm-hmm.
head, you're like, okay. And the security, look at the security we went through there for a while.
Oh,
Going to Michigan Stadium, it was like you had to take care of everything off. You know, you're just pretty much to get in. It was very high security. You know, there's guards up on the roofs, and you know, the military guys are standing there as you walked in. It was like, man, you know. So, but you knew you felt safe. You felt protected. You know, but no fly zone over the top of the stadium. There's a lot of different things that have been created since that day. So I'm sure
same,
going back, it'll be different. You know.
yeah, same thing's going to happen here. Right? It's going to change the way we live our lives.
You know, no handshaking, or different places you have windows up, or people wear more gloves, or you know, how long will you wear gloves? People wear gloves until, you know, finally they'll, could be a year before they stop wearing gloves again because they'll feel
They're
nervous.
saying, even if you think about the post-game handshakes and all that.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Well, that's one doctor. The short doctor on these things. He said you probably don't need this handshakes for the rest of your life. You know, there should be no more handshaking. But
Mm-hmm.
fist bump or elbow. Just give a nod or right on. No more touching. But
Be virtual, everybody be holding a screen going,
you're good. But yeah, well,
You
it's
see
good
this?
talk. Huh?
I got to watch. They were talking about they're going to play a game of horse on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Chauncey Billups going to participate in it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard. I knew they were trying to put it together.
Yeah, I think it's on for Sunday. I can't remember who Chauncey's going against.
This Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's this Sunday.
Yeah.
So I saw a blur come across. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention, but I might tune into that.
Who'd ever thought you'd sit and watch a NASCAR race that was digital? You know,
I haven't done that one yet.
video game. You know, they have those now where you're sitting there driving at home on a screen, you know, and that's your car and it's on TV.
I haven't done that.
Or the basketball guys are playing playing against each other in the 2K2. ESPN was televising that. I didn't watch much of it, but that's to the point where we're at a point now where it's like, all right, I pretty sure we'll do virtual golf, and the guys would be swinging on the virtual golf
I got something from Top Golf that it was in my email, but I didn't open it. It said where you could play virtual Top Golf against your buddies or whatever.
Oh wow.
I didn't pursue it, but
Yeah.
I may, this thing gets worse, keeps us home for a while. I may have to pull out that, see what that was all about.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can do every other, Top Golf. You got to go there, but you're in every other station, so you're 6 feet. Something like that. That's funny. You get that going, and it's like all of a sudden, like we just had a restaurant here open up on the corner, and they were promoting it really good for the last 4 or 5 months. And the guy's just freshly started, and then all of a sudden, bang, he gets nailed like this. It's like, that guy's in a ton of hurt. He just opened up a business, took all of his money, him and his wife invested into this corner restaurant, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this pandemic opens up. You would never think of that happening. You know what I mean? Nuts. Feel bad for them guys.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for those kind of guys that are trying to make it go with it, but yeah, you never know what we're going to be, what could be next, as far as the what we might be talking about next week, as far as what we've seen between now and then,
Maybe we'll have to get a game of horse going.
That's right. You can go live from out in the driveway or something. Have a little game of horse. You show up and do a live horse game at the park. But yeah, I see. I was reading today. Michael got all state honorable mention. Associated Press.
Mm-hmm.
That on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
And nice. Maybe if you guys would have played a little longer, he might have gotten up a little higher. But you get caught off right at that point.
Yeah. He's got another season to go, so hopefully we can get back to doing some things over the summer, and hopefully they'll open up a little bit for us. And like I said, we've been meeting with the guys, football guys, just making sure they're doing things and getting their workouts in.
A new coach at the arch rivalry across town.
Yeah, I did see saw a blurb of that. I didn't really know
that on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So new there to go against, but yeah, hopefully by August you'll be back at it again. I mean, there's a lot of stuff because you guys will be going to July here pretty soon. Be going and doing all your workouts during summertime. So
yeah, we'd be starting right after pretty much right after the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Spring sports will be over and we'd be out. But who knows? Hopefully we get back to it. But you guys have been pretty good about doing stuff on their own. But you want to get to start building that teamwork and that brotherhood during the summer.
Yeah. How many freshmen you got coming in? Any idea?
Not sure. I'm seeing your number.
Well, everybody back. That's a good thing. Pretty much. So it'll be good. Well, let's get MI Sports Talk, baby. A good talk, good visit today, Sam. Good Friday.
Yep. Good talking to you too.
Sunday coming up. Just happy Easter to you and your family, and we'll be in touch again here.
Yeah, same to you, Pat. Yes, everybody stay safe.
Yeah. Hopefully, trying to get outside here with the weather. It's too windy and cold.
A little cool.
Cool. We were 60 something, and then all of a sudden, bang, right down to 30, 37, or whatever. So I was like, holy cow. To get stabilized here and to stay right at the 60s or 50s. But we'll see. Well, good talking, Sam. And then my sports talk, follow us around every week or so as we go through the pandemic and the coronavirus, and talk a little bit of sports and the history. A little history today, too, even. Reminiscing.
Memorabilia.
Yeah, next week we'll have to dig out some more memorabilia, maybe. Well, thanks, Sam. We'll be in touch. Have a good one.
All right, man. You take care.
All right, man.
All right.
Later.